सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ वाङ् मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता
ॐ वाङ् मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता
मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितं
मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम्
आविराविर्मयेधि
आविराविर्मयेहि
वेदस्य महाणीस्थः
देवस्य महाणीस्थः
श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः
श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः
अनेनाधीतेन
अनेनाधीतेन
अहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि
अहोरात्रान् सन्ददामि
ऋतं वदिष्यामि
ऋतं वदिष्यामि
सत्यं वदिष्यामि
सत्यं वदिष्यामि
तन्मामवतु
तन्मामवतु
तद्वक्तारमवतु
तद्वक्तारमवतु
अवतु माम्
अवतु माम्
अवतु वक्तारम्
अवतु वक्तारम्।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
We were looking at the Indra Pratardana Samvaada. So Pratardana goes to heaven. Indra is very pleased with him and says, I will give you a boon. But what Pratardana says, you give me whatever is best for any human being, you choose. Then first Indra tries to dodge him, but finally, since he is not ready to accept or choose anything by himself, he says that, know me. That is the best you can have. Okay. So how can one knowing this Indra, one can attain the best as a human being? You can have a doubt. So that is why that Mam Bijanihi, when he says that you may know me, what is that me? What is that I or me which is mentioned? That is what is analyzed. And in fact, he further goes on to say that if you know me, then none of the karma also will affect you. Okay, no karma phala will touch you. You may even do the worst things. Whatever you may do, it will not really touch you or affect you in any way. In fact, he gives examples of whatever he has done, all the things. And he says that even my one hair also did not fall, or it was not harmed. So like this, the jnana and jnana phala also he gives. So this is where we have to understand that when Indra says Mam, that me or I actually refers to the Shuddha Chaitanyam. It cannot refer to the Jiva, the individual, or the Devata, or even Pancha Prana or anything like that. Because he is saying that Pranaha, Prajnatma, like that. Know me as the Prana and Prajnatma. So this Prana, whichever is referred to as Prana there, is it the Pancha Prana? Is it referring to Indra, the Devata? Is it referring to a Jiva? Like this, the analysis I said is there in the Brahma Sutra also. This chapter is actually analyzed in the Brahma Sutra, and there also Bhashyakara gives a few reasons why it has to be Brahman alone. The reason being that it is the moksha which is being talked about here. The context here is the attaining moksha, and also the moksha phala also is said very clearly that no karma can touch you. So knowing Indra as a devata is not going to free you from all your karma, correct? Or knowing yourself as a jiva or a karta bhokta also is not going to free you from all these things. And also that prana itself is equated with prajna, okay, like this. So with all these lingas, whatever different indications are there, from that we know that Brahman alone is being talked about. But Brahman being Nirguna, Nishkriya, correct? It is Ekameva Advitiyam. So it doesn't have any Jati, Guna, Kriya or Sambandha. It is Asanga also. So in general what is said is, any word can only reveal a Jati, a category or a class, you can say, or a species, correct? That is Jati. or a guna. The word can reveal a quality, or it can reveal an action, or it can reveal some relationship or sambandha, relationship or connection. But Brahman does not have any of these things. So how can we then reveal Brahman? We have to reveal Brahman through some other thing which is near it, okay, or which is conditioning it. Through the upadhi alone, Brahman can be revealed here. So here prana itself is that upadhi. Prana upadhi, through the prana upadhi one understands Brahman, the upahita. Whatever is conditioned is understood through the conditioning factor, or it is revealed through that. That is what is the crux here. So in this context already the prana upasana also we saw here. Indra says that you do upasana on me as prana, as prajna, and also as amritaha, ayuhu, and all these things. All this. Normally any upasana you give some guna, right? It's all saguna upasana. And then you do upasana on that guna, and then you are supposed to gain that itself, correct? The phala also was said that you will have ayuhu in this world, and you go to the swarga and you will have amritattvam. There you will have akshitihi, amritattvam, and all that. And then Pratardana then comes back and says that prana, I have also heard of prana, and some people or whatever the panditas say that this prana is the one which is the one which is supporting all the activities of the different indriyas, correct? The indriyas themselves also can be called as prana. The word prana is used for indriya also, and also for the mukhya prana, the pancha prana, because without the prana none of these indriyas can act. So if the prana itself, if it goes away, means none of the indriyas can really, the vak cannot speak, the eyes cannot see, and all it was said. And also whenever further it was again said what? When the eyes are seeing, the pranas are also seeing along with that. When the organ of speech is speaking, pranas also are speaking along with that. Like that, from all these things, what is said here is prana upadhi is shrestha. Okay. It is Vishreya sadhanam, it is said here finally. So the prana alone, Indra also agrees. When Pratardana says this, Indra says yes. And this prana is the Utkrishta there. You have to give it a special status. That's why in fact it is used as the revealing word for Brahman also. We have to understand. Okay, now further this Utkrishtatvam of prana is being talked about, correct? So that is being revealed here. You can see Jivati Vag Apetaha Mukan Vipashyamaha, means those who cannot speak, from whom the speech has gone, okay, they are Muka, correct? Mute or dumb people, but even they are living, they still live. Even if the Vag Indriya doesn't work, prana is still functioning, that person is living. Further what? Jivati Chakshuhu Apetaha Andhan Vipashyamaha. Even if the eyes are not working, blind people are still living. Jivati Shrotro Petaha Badhiran Vipashyamaha. So even if the hearing is not there, also people are living. Okay, deaf people are there. Similarly, Jivataha Bahuchinnaha. So till now, the Vag and other sense organs were talked about. Now again the organs of action are also talked about, or even the parts of the physical body itself, correct? So Bahuchinnaha means what? For whom the hands are not there, you can say, without the pani. His shoulder level itself is cut. So we do see people like that. Or Uruchinnaha means thighs. At the thigh is gone. So no legs are there. Even then people are there. Without their limbs also people live. In fact, this point even Pujya Swamiji used to say always. Point is, whatever we say as aham, 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 right? This aham is a partless whole. Understand that? Even though we have identity with our body, which is having so many parts, correct? But my idea of this I or myself is not that I am having different parts or anything. It is basically a partless whole, because even if one leg goes, you are still the same I, correct? The I does not become 3/4 I. I is still the partless whole, understand that? That Swami used to say, that is what that Purnatvam means, that you are a partless whole. Even in the eyes of law, it is the same, correct? If you kill somebody who does not have one leg, you don't get 3/4 punishment or anything. You are still considered to be a complete human being, whether your eyes are here, eyes are seeing, or ears are hearing or not, and all is immaterial, or whether you have one limb or not, whether you have one hands or not, still you are always considered as a complete human being only. And our own sense of I also is like that. The I is always a partless whole. That is one indicator of your own Purnatvam. You have to understand that. So here, that is what is shown here. The prana is still there. Prana is functioning even if all these things are not there. So, therefore what? Ityatha kalu prana eva prajñātmā idam shariram parigrihya utthāpayati. So, this prana which is prajñātmā again, which is also in the form of consciousness. See, the intelligence and life, they always go together, correct? They cannot be two different things. Even when we look at Brahman, we say Satyam Jnanam, correct? So, when we look at Satyam and Jnanam, this Sat is the existence aspect. Life also can be considered as the existence aspect of us. That is the prana. Life, prana, Sat are all same, that I exist. Without prana, there is no existence. Even the body disintegrates. But whatever exists alone is also intelligent, correct? There cannot be intelligence without existence, nor existence without intelligence. It is one and the same thing. There is only one vastu. We are looking at it from different standpoints, you can say. From one standpoint, you look at it from the standpoint of prana upadhi. Sat aspect is the main thing, or kriya shakti and all we say. We can also look at it like this. Prana represents the upadhi where the kriya shakti is the pradhana, correct? And prajna, if we say, or manas or buddhi, we say there jnana shakti is the upadhi there. Jnana shakti is the main thing, but the point is there is only one thing which has both the prana shakti and or kriya shakti and jnana shakti. Both are there in the same. In fact, that is what is represented by like Kartikeya having two wives are all looked upon like that, correct? We say one is kriya shakti, one is jnana shakti. Or Siddhi Buddhi is there for Ganapati in Maharashtra and all that. In Tamil Nadu we don't find that form that often. Although in South Tamil Nadu if you go, the Tantrika Ganapati only has the Shakti also, correct? Vallabha Mahaganapati or Uchishta Ganapati and all you can see. But mostly in North Tamil Nadu, Ganapati is a Brahmachari. He is there alone always. Anyway, I am digressing. The point here is, here two aspects of the same vastu is talked about. Or two revealing words are there, prana and prajna. So we have to be clear here. But here it says the prana eva prajñātmā. Again it is making that point because from all these things you should not take, the Upanishad is talking about the pancha prana or anything. No. The Upanishad is trying to point out through the prana, whatever is making the prana as prana, correct? That vastu, which is also prajna. So it brings in that point here. Atha kalu prana eva prajñātmā idam shariram parigrihya utthāpayati. Only due to the presence of the Chaitanyam alone, even this body gets up. Otherwise the body is not going to get up or anything. Okay? The Chaitanya which is manifest in the Sukshma Sharira only makes the body get up and makes it know things. Makes it both whatever, alive and intelligent. Both are there. Tasmat etam eva utham upasita. So Ukta we already saw in the previous chapter also. Right? Ukta is actually a portion of Samaveda and all, and I said. But here also the same thing is referred to. Prana is Ukta. There also we saw, and then we saw that Ukta itself we have to look at as Rik. Yajus, Sama and all that, correct? And again it was connected to the outer world through that, and again from that again everything is only prana. Like that it covers, basically we account for everything beautifully in that. So here the same thing, but here for why it is called Ukta, because Uttapana Hetutvam, like that the commentator is saying. Because prana is the one which makes you get up, it is called Uttha, like that. But how that etymology will fit here, I don't know. But they are saying that Uttapana Hetutvam is there. That's why it is called Uttha. Okay, so now you do upasana of this prana as Uttha. And again, to make sure that you should not confuse this prana as pancha prana or anything, yovai pranaha sa prajna. Correct? Yava prajna sa pranaha sahahi etau asmin sharire vasataha. So they both are living, or they both are present in this body together alone. That life and intelligence are always together. Okay. Saha Utkramataha, they also are, when the body dies, they go together. They go away together. You can say, Tasya Yesha Eva Drishtihi Etat Vijnanam. So, for that, this is the Vijnanam alone is the sight or Drishtihi. So, here this is a very important point. What Bhashyakara also talks about this in the Brihadaranyaka, in Aitreya Bhashya also. He says there are two types of sight are there. Okay. Or two types of sentience or sensing is there. If you take other sense organ, but with reference to sight or eyes, if you take eye as a sense organ, there are two types of sight. One sight is the transient sight, which is dependent on the functioning of your eyes. So whether if you close your eyes, you are not seeing anything, you open your eyes, you see something, or if the eyes are not functioning correctly, whatever, if the king plucks it out you because you did some crime and all that, he talks about all that. But even then there is another side which knows whether your eyes are seeing or not. He talks about that. That is called the Drittehe Drashtaram, it is said even in the Brihadaranyaka. So the Drittehe Drashtaram, when it is talking about that, Brihadaranyaka says, Viparilopo na vidyate avinashitvat anada. So this Drittehe Drashtaram means what? The seer of the sight also. Whatever you call as sight, who knows whether your eyes are seeing or not? Who knows whether your ears are hearing or not? Who knows whether your nose is smelling or not? That Chaitanya, for that there is no stopping. There is no, it never ceases. I use the word CEASE is there in English, correct? The seer of sight never ceases. Because it is Avinashi. It is indestructible, indeclinable also. It never changes. It is always of the same Swarupa, which is consciousness. So that consciousness is called Vijnanam here. Or also another way also the commentator takes it in a different way. Okay, Ityesha Drishtihi. Okay, Saha Utkramataha Tasya Yesha Eva Drishtihi. Okay, Etat Vijnanam. He says this Vijnanam means, he says Vijnayate Anena iti Vijnanam. So he says this is the pramana that this prana and prajna and all, they are the ones which are the cause for all the other organs to function. For that, this is the pramana. Vijnayate anena, like that he is taking. I think connecting this with Drishtehe Drashtaram, we can also say that this Vijnanam, this consciousness is the one which is the adhishtanam for everything, correct? Because of which presence alone everything is functioning as it is. Further, what yatra etat purushaha suptaha swapnam na kanchana pashyati. Correct? Atha asmin pranaha ekatha eva bhavati. So when this purushaha, this vijnanamaya purusha, the one who is the individual sentient being or conscious being, goes to sleep, what happens? Suptaha Once you are asleep, while sleeping you don't see anything. Na kanchana pashyati. But you are there, correct? I sleep. I am still there. Okay, and you are able to get up and say, I did not know anything. I slept well, etc. So that means that anubhava is there. And in that anubhava, what? Ekadha eva, correct? Ekadha eva bhavati. This prana alone is still there, it is said, because otherwise you cannot get up, correct? You are the one who slept, you are the one, the same individual is waking up. Means what happened to all these indriyas? Then all the manas, indriya, which are all not active, but they all have resolved back into the prana alone. Even when you go to sleep and when everything else is not active, prana upadhi has to still be there. That is why you get up. Otherwise you won't even get up. So at that time again there was no second thing. That's why you were not able to see anything. You did not know anything you are able to say, but you can get up. To say that the consciousness must have been there. Understand that? To even recollect that anubhava, that's how we say the consciousness never sleeps. Understand this. The sleep is only for the upadhi again. I never, although we say I am awake, I dreamt, I slept and all that. The I is the invariable in all these things. The invariable never is neither awake nor sleeping. Understand that? When you say I am awake, basically the mind is awake or the mind is now active. I dreamt also, mind is partially active, means where the external world is not there, but it has created, it is projecting its own world. I slept means mind has resolved. So the avastha-traya is only from the standpoint of the upadhi. There is no sleep for the Atma. Atma is alupta drik, that is why it is called. So Pujya Swamiji will always do, even in the class he will do something like that. He will say, see, Atma, only your eyes has eyelids and all that it can close. Atma is alupta drik, means it never stops seeing. Basically, it's always conscious, it's always aware. When nothing is there to be aware of, also it is there by itself as it is. That is why you are able to recall that or recollect that. That is what is called pratyabhijna. Yaf pratyabhijna yate and all we say, even in the Dakshinamurti Stotram also we say, correct? So, the one who goes to sleep and then recollects that Dakshinamurti. So here, when you go to sleep, this prana alone is still there. All the other things are gone. So all these things have now resolved into prana. So ekada eva bhavati tadenam. So at that time what happens? Tadenam vak sarvaihi namabihi saha apyeti. So the beauty here is, what this Upanishad always shows is, see, the Indriya and the Indriya Vishaya are always together. You cannot separate them really, correct? When the Indriya is active, it is always, it is active means basically it is bringing in some Indriya Vishaya also along with that. So without the Indriya Vishaya, there is no Indriya. Without the Indriya, you cannot know the Indriya Vishaya. They are always together. They are interdependent, you can say. That is also something we have to appreciate. That's why now it says, not only the Vag Indriya is resolved, it takes along with it, its Vishaya is Nama, correct? Names and all that, correct? Words or names or sounds. So, Vak Sarvaihi Namabhihi Saha, along with all the names, it enters into this or resolves into this Prana Apyeti. Okay? Then what? Chakshuhu Sarvaihi Rupaihi Saha Apyeti. Eyes take all the forms, and along with the forms, it enters this prana when you go to sleep. Okay? Then it goes on like this. Shrotram Sarvaihi Shabdaihi Saha Apyeti. With all the sounds it is going. Manaha Sarvaihi Dhyataihi Saha Apyeti. Along with all the thoughts, mind also enters or resolves into this prana. Sa yada pratibudhyate. Again, so one, it has gone in. when you wake up, what happens again? So, sa yada pratibudhyate yata agner jvalataha vispulingaha. Like there is a fire is there with big flames, correct? And in that vispulinga means spark. The sparks are flying. Like that, vipratishthehe vipratishteran evam eva etasmat atmanaha pranaha yatha yatanam vipratishthante. So, like even these sparks are flying from the flame, like that all these pranaha, the prana, they now come out of the sleep state or the whatever, they are unmanifest there. When it manifests, it's like a big bang really, correct? That's what it is saying. It is like it's just, it is flying or it is projecting whatever. It comes out like that. So yata ayatanam, along with the, like it's wherever it is supposed to go, it goes there. Okay, to its particular, this pranaha means here with the indriyas, all the indriyas, they go back to their particular places where they have to be active. Right? Each indriya is active in a particular golaka in the body. It goes, all those places it goes. And along with that, what? Okay, prane jaha devaha. So along with the indriyas, the adhisthana devatas also, they go there. Unless they bless, the indriyas cannot function. And then just indriyas cannot be there by themselves, correct? They have to have the indriya vishaya. So that is why it says devebhya lokaha. Lokaha here means the indriya vishaya only is called lokaha. Lopyate iti loka. That which you experience. All the sense objects, that are the lokaha. So like this, all these things are there. So even here you can see, along with the indriyas, the indriya vishayas are also there together. They all go like sparks from a flame, they come out. Tasya yesha eva siddhihi etad vijnanam yatra etad purushaha artaha. Okay, etad eva vijnanam. So again, from this what do we understand? This is what we understand. Okay. So these things, they are there, they come out, okay, and then we are understanding that they are all there. I think there is some variant reading also here, but anyway, this is fine. So siddhihi iti etad vijnanam. Yatra etad purushaha artaha marishyan abalyam nyetya moham naiti. Okay. So after this is now established that how everything resolves into prana, everything comes out of the prana. Okay, so this we know now. Now this is with reference to sleep. Okay, but then what happens when somebody dies? It is also the same thing. There is no big difference. Understand that. So that is being talked about here. Okay. So what is being said here? So here, yatra etat purushaha artaha marishyan. Here also there is some different readings are there, but the meaning is still the same, so you don't have to worry about it. So this Purusha who is afflicted, Artaha means you can take, and he is about to die, a Marishan. And he is weak, Abalyam Nyetya means, so Nitaram Gachati, Nyetya means Ni Yetya, Nyetya it becomes. Means when you have become weak, and in fact this Abalyam Nyetya is there in Brihadaranyaka also. But there the interesting thing is, moham abalyam nyetya moham naiti is there, no? Brihadaranyaka adds one iva there, ivakara. That is because Bhashyakara says this weakness etc. are all only for the upadhi, right? Only for the body the weakness is there. Moham also is only for the mind. The Atma has no weakness, nor any delusion or any knowledge also, really speaking. So the Ivakara is there in the Brihadaranyaka. Similar passage or similar sentence is there. But here it is simply Abalyam it should be, I think, but Abalya, Netya, Moham, Naiti. Again, Moham is there because you are not even able to recognize who are there with you and all that, correct? When you are dying, you are weak, you are not able to recognize anybody who is there. Then those who are nearby that person, they say, Tad Ahuhu. Okay? What do you say? Udakrami Chittam. Means Udakrami means he is dying really. Utkramanam Gachati. Utkramanam means basically getting out of the body or dying like that. That is the meaning. So the mind is now going, he is losing his mind, something like that. Okay, what they are saying basically. And that means what? Na shrinoti, na pashyati, vacha, na vadati. So if this person cannot hear, cannot see, cannot speak, therefore what? Atha asmin pranaha eva ekadha bhavati. So at this time also, during death, what happens? All these devatas, they go back and merge with the prana. This we saw even in the previous chapter, correct? Similar thing is described in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also, in the 4th chapter. So, all these things become one with the prana. Again, at the time of the death, the Sukshma Sharira is prana pradhana. It is not manah pradhana because at that time you don't even know anything properly, correct? Even in the sleep, that's why we bring prana there. Because there is no intelligence is resolved, but still the existence is there. Existence aspect. Similarly, at death also, mind and all is not working properly, but prana is still there. Prana pradhana. So again here what? Prana eva ekata bhavati. All of these have now become one with the prana. Tad enam vava sarvaihi namavihi saha apyeti. Vacha it should be. Sorry. Here there is a spelling mistake. It should be. So then what? Again, same thing which was there before is repeated here. What? Along with all the names, it has now entered into prana. Then chakshuhu sarvaihi rupaihi saha apyeti. Shrotram sarvaihi shabdaihi saha apyeti. Manaha sarvaihi dhyataihi saha apyeti. Sa yada pratibudhyate yata agner jvalataha. So again, so even during death also, same thing happens. And again, yata pratibudhyate means here we have to understand, no, this fellow is waking up in another body. This punar janma is there. So when you wake up, in fact in Brihadaranyaka it is said that you leave this body and when you go in the other body, all the devatas are all now welcoming. Like people welcome a Raja, the devatas are all ready. Now come. The Brahman himself has come. Please come. Like that, they are all waiting and they welcome you and then you go and settle wherever you have to settle. Each devata goes and settles in his place and all that. So the jiva is welcomed like that. So yada pratibudhyate, again same thing. Yada agnehe jvalataha vispulingaha vipratishteran evameva etasmad atmanaha pranaha yatha yatanam vipratishthante. So all these indriyas now go and settle in the new body in their respective places. Okay. Then again pranebhyaha devaha devebhyaha lokaha. So now basically whether you sleep or whether you die and take up another body, the point here is all the indriyas merge in the prana. They all become one with the prana. And with the prana alone they are traveling. And then from prana alone they again come back. Like even sparks are coming out of a flame. They all come out from there. So from this what is established that prana upadhi, that utkrishta upadhi it is. And the prana itself, again that is why it is used as the the Lakshana for Brahma. Okay. Then what? Also, this I told you, correct? This Vag along with the names and all, that point is further established in the next Vakya here. That there is no Indriya without the Indriya Vishaya. Nor there is any Indriya Vishaya without the Indriya. They always go together. They are mutually dependent. So in another important point why this mutual dependence is talked about a lot is that if there is a mutual dependence, always there has to be a third independent entity on which these two has to depend. Otherwise the mutual dependence cannot come, correct? See, if you say, even the human body you take, what is the basic mutual dependence there? Your blood has to flow for your heart to pump. And your heart has to pump for your blood to flow. So then how did your body start working? Where did you get your blood flow first? Otherwise heart itself cannot function. Unless the blood is flowing, heart will not pump. Unless the heart pumps, blood is not going to flow. Means you have to get it from your mother, correct? Who is independent of your heart and your blood flow and all that. So any mutual dependence has to point out to a independent entity which is independent of those two which are mutually dependent. This is what is called Madhu Vidya in Brihadarmika. Madhu means whatever is mutually dependent is called Madhu. And the Madhu points to Brahman because Brahman is the independent entity for everything. Wherever you have mutual dependence, you have to understand that there Brahman is. Because without Brahman, this mutual dependency cannot be sustained, it cannot be there. Anyway, so here, again you can see, so here it is saying, Sa yada asmat sharirat utkramati Vag asmat sarvani namani abhivisrijjate Vacha sarvani namani apnoti pranaha. So when this prana leaves from this body, utkramati, what happens? The Vag Indriya, along with what? Asmat sarvani namani abhivisrijjate means what? It is not only it resolves, but it is also dropping, or it is also putting all its namas, all its vishaya, and then into the prana itself. Okay, and then the prana itself takes it off. It is said, Vacha sarvani namani apnoti, it gains. So the Vag Indriya gives up all its vishayas, the prana takes it. Similarly, what? You can see, pranaha asmat sarvan gandhan abhivisrijate. So here prana is grana prana. I told you that the prana word can also be used for the sense of smell. So here pranaha asmat sarvan gandhan abhivisrijate means the grana prana gives up all the smells also. Then pranena sarvan gandhan apnoti. And from that grana prana, this prana takes all the smell also. Then chakshuhu asmat sarvani rupani abhivisrijate. So the chakshuhu gives up everything. Okay, all the forms, and this prana takes it. Okay, then what? So chakshusha sarvani rupani apnoti. Shrotram asmat sarvan shabdan abhivisrijate. Shrotrena sarvan shabdan apnoti manaha. Sarvan apnoti. Okay, from the Shrotra it takes all the shabdas also, all the sounds. Shrotram gives it up and the prana takes it or absorbs it. Okay. And then manaha asmat sarvani dhyatani abhivisrijate. Manasa sarvani dhyatani apnoti. So this again obtains all the thoughts also from the mind. So it is now taking all these things, everything is completely now absorbed into the prana. Not only the indriya, the Indriya Vishaya also. Everything is absorbed into this prana. So, Saisha Prane Sarvaptihi Yo Vai Pranaha Sa Prajna Yava Prajna Sap Pranaha. So again what? So everything is not completely, totally absorbed into this prana. And then again the Shruti is pointing out this prana is not your Pancha Prana or anything, it is Brahman really. That's why it is saying this prana is Prajna and Prajna is prana. It is repeating that. Okay, and they only are there together again. Whether you go to sleep and get up or you die and get up in another body, this prana, the life and intelligence, they go together. So, saha heva hi etau asmin sharire vasataha saha utkramataha atha kalu yata prajnayam sarvani bhutani eki bhavanti tad vyakhyāsyāmaha. So now, so this prana and prajna together only they are there, and again together they leave, they go out. And now, so up now we have till now talked about how everything is one in prana, correct? But then we have another upadhi also for Brahman or another lakshana which is prajna, correct? So what about this prajna? So now Indra is saying, yatha, now thereafter atha khalu, yatha prajnayam sarvani bhutani eki bhavanti tad vyakhyāsyāma. So how all things become or resolve into prajna or become one with prajna, now that I am going to explain or I am going to describe, like that he says. So in this context, what he says, so we will see. Vag eva asma ekam angam ududham. So again this ududham word has many different readings. Adudham, udulham also is there. Udulham, adulham and all that. I think our commentator is taking it as adudam, aduduhat he says. So this vak eva asma ekam angam means this prana or prajna. Here it is prajna is the thing under discussion because prajna only he said he is vyakhyāsyāmaha and all that. So now this vak itself it should be asma or asyaha. Okay, anyway, that we will see. Asyaha it should be actually, it's a spelling mistake. Vageva, prajna is feminine, correct? So it should be asyaha. So vageva asyaha ekam angam. Adudham is how our commentator is taking. Ududham also is there here. Means vag is one part of this prajna. Because when we talk about intelligence and all that, speech is one part of this intelligence. And in fact, the commentator is likening it to a cow having 4 teats, correct? Each one is like, if the cow itself is intelligence, each organ is like you are milking from one of the teat of the cow, he is saying. So that is how it is basically. And so from the teat, whatever comes out, correct? The milk is coming out. You are milking the milk. Like that, this vag is intelligence. Then from that you milk out the object of vag. Okay, tasyaihi nama parastat prativihita. Means what? Nama is the object of vagindriya. It is the object of the speech, correct? And that is milked out or that is expelled or whatever you can call, correct? He is giving that as a metaphor here. And it is expelled out. So it is now placed in the objective world. So vag is there, but from the vag, which is again a part of this intelligence, this prajna, the object is there, separately it is placed. Similarly, in fact, basically what is being shown here is, again that whatever is the indriya, all the vishayas are associated with that. Even though we see it as 2 different things, from the indriya only the objects have come. With the objects only the indriyas themselves are always functioning. So together it will be shown, and they are all one prajna only finally. That is the idea. So how everything was shown as prana, now they are trying to show everything as prajna here. So vak is one anga of this prajna, and from that the nama is milked out. As though it is milked out, it is coming out. Okay, it is placed. And then, so vihitaha bhuta matra. Okay, so it is only, it is a bhuta, it's a being, it is being placed outside separately. Okay, with all the other beings which are there. Okay. Then granam eva asyaha ekamangam ududham tasya gandhaha parastat prativihita bhutamatra. This is also same thing. The sense of smell, and then all the smells or fragrances are all then its object, it is taken out and placed along with the other bhutas. Then chakshurevasyaha ekamangam ududham tasya rupam parastat prativihita bhutamatra. So again, the eye is one part of this intelligence, and then forms are its objects, and those are all expelled or milked out and kept separately. And then Shrotramevasyaha ekamangam ududham tasya shabdaha parastat prativihita bhutamatra. So the hearing, organ of hearing and sounds are then taken out from that and it is kept separately. Jihva evasyaha ekamangam ududham tasya annarasaha parastat prativihita bhutamatra. So the sense of taste, which is tongue, and then that is one part of this intelligence or prajna, and then from that the annarasa, the taste itself, it is separately kept, it is expelled and kept separately. Then Hasto vyeva asyaha ekamangam ududham tayoho karma parastat prativihita bhutamatra. Hands are again an organ, and then karma, whatever you do activity with your hands, they are the objects of the hand, and that is separately kept. Then sharira is taken overall. Sharira mevasyaha ekamangam ududham, because body itself is sentient, correct? The entire body is sentient, we say. And the bodily sensations only are sukha and dukkha, correct? So now it is talking about tasya sukha dukkhe parastat prativihita bhutamatra. So from this, the sukha and dukkha, whatever bodily sensations, pain and pleasure which you feel, they are there separately, kept. Upastha evasyaha ekamangam ududham tasya anandaha ratihi prajatihi. So again, the sexual organ also is there, that is also part of this intelligence. And then from that separately the pleasure and even the whatever, the praja and all that, the progeny and all, they are all kept separately. The procreation is talked about here, and that is placed as a separate object of this organ. And then what? Okay. Padav eva asyaha ekamangam ududham tayoho. Okay. Tayoho itya paraha parastat prativihita bhutamatra. So the legs are taken now as an anga of this intelligence. Tayoho itya. Itya means walking, basically moving. Okay. I dhatu.
Walking.
Itya parastat prativihita bhutamatra. Then prajna eva asyaha ekamangam ududham tasyai dhiyaha vijñātavyam kāmaha parastat prativihita bhutamatra. No, here prajna is mind. Mind we have to take. Mind is also one part of this intelligence, and thoughts and desires are there, correct? So vijñātavyam dhiyaha kāmaha and all that. Kāmaha, sankalpaha, whatever, all this desires, whatever you intend to do, ideas, thoughts, etc., they are separate. So like this from this one intelligence only, all these different aspects are taken, and their objects are also talked about separately. So once you are separated, then how do you gain it? So now the next part is that prajñaya vācam samaruhya vacha sarvani samani apnoti. So this vag indriya with this same prajna only, without the intelligence or prajna, vag indriya cannot function. So with that only it gains all this vag, it is saying. Okay. So the prajna only is directing or impelling the vag indriya, and then that because of samarukya means, that is the meaning here. So, or it is riding on top of this particular intelligence, this speech, and it is gaining all this. All the names are all obtained by it, or it is cognized, or it is using that. Okay, all the names are obtained by this organ of speech, apnoti. Then prajnaya pranam samarukya pranena sarvan gandhan apnoti. This organ of smell also impelled by this prajna or intelligence only. Again it cognizes all fragrance. Prajnaya chakshu samarukya sarvani rupani apnoti. So chakshu and rupa. Prajnaya shrotram samarukya shrotrena sarvan shabdan apnoti. All sounds, the organ of hearing being impelled by this intelligence, it gains. Okay, or being impelled by this consciousness, we have to say, because consciousness also we use, intelligence, all these words you can use as long as you understand what is being meant there. Okay, so the prajna is the one which is taking possession of, or which is pervading each of these organs and impelling them to do whatever they are doing. That is the point here. In jikvam samarukya jikvaya sarvan rasan apnoti prajnaya. So, sarvan rasan apnoti. Again, prajnaya hastau samarukya hastabhyam sarvani karmani apnoti. So, through the tongue you again get all the taste. Through hands you are doing all activities and all that are obtained. Then shariram is for tvagindriya basically, because the tvagindriya is the one which is there. The sense of touch is there all over. Through that only you feel pain and pleasure and all that. So shariram, this entire shariram is for tvagindriya. Shariram samarukya sharirena sukha dukkhe apnoti prajnaya. Then upastham samarukya upasthena anandam ratim prajatim apnoti. So through the organ of reproduction you get ananda and procreation and all that. Then prajnaya padau samarukya padabhyam sarva itya apnoti. All movement or walking etc. you get through the organ of this karmendriya, correct? This organ of action. All movements are obtained through your feet. And then finally mind, correct? Prajnaya dhyam samarukya prajnaya eva dhyaha vijnatavyam kaman apnoti. So like this, now from the prajna only all these things came. Through prajna only you are actually gaining it, or you are again cognizing it. Okay, this is said here. So from this what is being said is, without this prajna none of these things can really take place. Okay, that's what is going to. So that is what it is saying here now explicitly. Nahi prajna peta vang nama kinchana prajnapaye anyatra me manaha bhut ityaha naham yetan nama prajna shisham iti. So what do you say? So nahi means indeed, correct? Indeed, with the intelligence, na prajna apeta, without the intelligence being there, or with the intelligence, apeta means it is gone, or it is not there, let us say. If the intelligence is not there, then vang nama kinchana prajnapayet. You cannot know any names, or any names cannot be made known by any other means. Anyatra, and you say that my mind was somewhere else. Why did you not say anything? Means you say my mind was somewhere else. The prajna was not there. Prajna illeya, now we say in Tamil, correct? Same thing. So mano anyatra me manaha abhut means my mind was somewhere else. Iti aha, if you say like that. Also what you say, if the prajna is not there, naham yetan nama prajna sisham. I was unable to make any sense of this sense of this name and all that. I was not able to cognize what you said or what names, etc. Similarly, nahi prajnapetaha pranaha gandham kanchana prajnapayet anyatra me manaha abhut ityaha naham yetam gandham prajnasisham iti. So similar, it is all very similar, correct? Now it is for the granendriya. And then what? Similarly it is repeating. Nahi prajnapetam chakshu rupam kinchana prajnapaye. So chakshu rupam is one sandhi here where the ukara becomes u. When the visarga is followed by repa. Okay. There is a sutra also for this in Panini. I don't want to go into that, but I suddenly remembered that because it's not very often you see this sandhi. Chakshu rupam kinchana prajnapaye anyatra me manaha bhutityaha naham yetad rupam prajnasisham iti. So this is with reference to eyes. Then again ear, shrotram. Nahi prajnapetam shrotram shabdam kanchana prajnapaye anyatra me manaha bhutityaha naham yetam shabdam prajnasisham iti. Then tongue, jihva, sense of taste. Nahi prajnapeta jihvan narasam kanchana prajnapaye anyatra me manaha bhutityaha naham yetam annarasam prajnasisham. So I could not taste anything. Nahi prajnapetau hatau karma kinchana prajnapeta anyatra me manaha bhutityaha naham yetat karma prajnasisham iti. So I was also not able to do anything with my hands. Okay, I could not make any action with my hands. Hastav it should be. Basically, a lot of spelling mistakes in that. Even I when I reading also, I was thinking how it can be hatav. Hatav means basically killed or all. Prajnapetam hastav karma kinchana only it should be correct. Then nahi prajnapetam shariram sukha dukkam kinchana prajnapaye anyatra me manaha bhutityaha naham etat sukha dukkam prajnasisham. So even in the sharira you don't have any feeling, correct? Like you are under anesthesia. There is even hypno anesthesia. You can hypnotize somebody and they will not feel anything. You can even amputate their leg, they will not know. That powerful. Mind is so powerful. You can train the mind not to take any stimulus from any part of your body, actually. So anyway, so something like that. So here, if the prajna is not there, you don't have any. That is advantageous. That's how all operations are all happening now. Okay, then what? After you get up, of course, you will know everything.
Feel it doubly.
Then nahi prajna peta upastha anandam ratim prajatim kanchana prajnapaye. Okay, anyatra me mano bhutityaha naham yetam anandam ratim prajatim prajnasishamiti. So with reference to the organ of reproduction also, same thing. Nahi prajna petau padau ityam kanchana prajnapaye. Okay, prajnapayeta anyatra me mano abhut ityaha naham etam ityam prajnasisham iti. Nahi prajna, so this is with reference to legs. No movement is possible without the intelligence supporting it. Similarly, nahi prajna peta dhihi kachana siddhe na prajna tavyam prajnaye. Even mind also cannot, without the intelligence being there, no thought also is obtained or no thought can happen. So nothing can be na prajna tavyam prajnaye. At that time you don't know anything also. So in this manner what is shown here is what? Again this prajna also is required for all these things. Like prana was said to be the one in which everything resolved. Here also without the prajna also none of these things can act. They cannot be there. So the Chaitanya, whether you look at it as Sat or Chit, both are required for all these things to happen. And okay, the rest we will see in the next class. Okay. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः